Migdal Eder. What if Migdal Eder is near Bethlehem in Virgin, Utah? This is part 3 in a series on Bethlehem being in southern Utah, more specifically in Virgin. I believe we have also found Migdal Eder, and I'm going to share that location with you today in this video. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, go check those out first so that this video makes a little more sense. These are the Bible verses that I covered in the last 2 videos. I had planned on covering the location of Rachel's grave next, but I realized I needed to do a little more research on that first. So instead, we're going to jump ahead to Migdal Eder, and in this video, we're going to be looking at these verses, which are the only ones found in the Bible about Migdal Eder. So first, let's look at what Migdal Eder means. Migdal Eder means Tower of the Flock, and appears to be a fairly straightforward translation. Most biblical scholars believe it means it was a watchtower or a lookout place for shepherds to watch their sheep. However, some biblical scholars believe that it was actually the birthplace of Jesus. They believe that Migdal Eder was a place where lambs were birthed and raised, but not just any lambs, special lambs that then would be taken to Jerusalem to be sacrificed at the temple. Many scholars believe the manger was actually a location within Migdal Eder where the baby lambs were birthed, and that this is also where baby Jesus was born. Genesis 35 tells us that after the death of his wife Rachel, Jacob, or Israel as he was known, traveled on and set up camp next to Migdal Eder. As we talked about in parts 1 and 2, Rachel died on the road just outside of Bethlehem. So this tells us Migdal Eder is very near to Bethlehem. Micah 4:8 seems to be implying that Migdal Eder, or the watchtower of the flock, is near Zion. This aligns with the location of Bethlehem because Virgin, Utah is very near to Zion National Park, which was Fort Zion. Knowing this information, I began to search. I searched all around Virgin, Utah. I wasn't even sure what I was searching for. In my head, I was imagining a man-made structure or a wooden tower of some sort. And I knew the chances of finding something like that after this much time has passed was very slim. I looked, and then about 8 miles northeast of Virgin, or Bethlehem, right on the edge of Zion National Park, I found Lamb's Knoll. I was a little shocked how perfectly it fit. It is near Bethlehem, on the side of Bethlehem that Jacob and Rachel would have been traveling through as they were coming from further up north. It was on the border of Fort Zion. It was tall with natural lookout points like a watchtower, and the rock formations created natural areas that would be perfect for birthing and protecting baby lambs. And not only that, but the name Lamb's Knoll means basically the same exact thing as Tower of the Flocks. So what do you think? Do you think Lamb's Knoll is Migdal Eder? And if so, how does this change the way we look at the world? If and when I gain more insight on the location of Rachel's grave, I'll be sure to share it with you. Meanwhile, I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. And a quick PS. My apologies for pronouncing Migdal Eder wrong the entire video, but I'm not redoing it now.